Welcome back to the channel. I had a question recently about how you can level up your kata. So today I'm going to give you 5 ways to improve your kata. So number 1, what we want to do is practice the kata in slow motion. Okay, so what happens often is people kind of rush through the kata, skip through the movements and don't think about what they're doing. If we slow the kata down, we have to be conscious of every movement we're making. And that includes setting up the feet in the correct positions, making sure the arms are in the right places at the right times, and not just kind of rushing through because you're not quite sure what to do. So slow your kata down, and then you can build that form from a solid base and then build that speed back into it again. The second tip is to understand the application, or to investigate or look into the application of the kata. Try to work out what the techniques mean, and they're going to give your kata more life. So instead of just kind of running through the kata making shapes, we're actually giving the kata some meaning and some understanding, and this is going to greatly improve the flow and rhythm and kind of intention of your kata. Tip number 3, use pad work with your kata techniques. So this is something that's quite rare. I've not really seen too many people do this, but take the techniques from the kata and apply them with pads against against a target basically. So this can give your sort of techniques, again, a little bit more intention, get some more kind of aggression into your techniques to make them more realistic in an applied sense. So take, for example, kata Hyeonyondan or Pinanyon, where you're clenching and driving the knee into the opponent's head or the chest. This is an easy one. You can get your partner to hold their kick shield and drive those knees up into the pad. We've got elbow strikes also in Hyeonyondan. We can work those on the pads as well. So take techniques from your kata, even open shuto type techniques. Take the movements, apply them against the pads. Tip number 4, stances only. So we all know that the power in karate comes from the ground up. So take the hands out of the equation, work only on the stances. How I like to do this in my dojo is get the students to put their thumbs into their belt, so they're taking all of this kind of assistance from the upper body out and only working the lower half of the kata. This can then give you a bit more of an understanding as how to generate force in our techniques when you're sort of taking the shoulders and stuff out of it, working from the floor and moving correctly. And the final tip, number 5, is a lot of the time people are quite robotic and stiff in their kata. So what I like to do for this is to have the hands loose. Okay, so we're kind of not making a fist at all. We're just loose with our technique. Obviously not when we're performing the kata properly, but as an exercise, we kind of loosen the hands up and just try to be as relaxed as possible for our movement. This is going to help us to be faster. Our technique is going to become more efficient because it's using the correct path rather than the shoulders coming up and all this kind of stuff. And it's going to give you a different feel within the kata. It can also help the rhythm of the kata a little bit better because we can be a little bit sharper and quicker with that relaxed feeling. Again, the problem a lot of the time for people is they're too stiff. And when they're too stiff, they're going to get tired really quickly and the technique starts to go out the window. So loose, relaxed hands, snapping those techniques out, and you will improve your kata when you go back to normal, making the fists in the correct hand positions. Okay, so there's 5 tips there that I like to use when I'm teaching my students in the dojo to improve their kata. This is for both competition and for dojo karate training. Having the idea of what you're doing is important, and trying to sort of eliminate that tension within the kata. So if you've got any tips to add to this, drop them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and I'll see you in the next video.